Everything changed when I realized this. You have to be willing to give up something good in order to make room for something great. There's a version of this story in almost everyone's life. You're doing well, blah blah bahumi bubu numu banak dudkekta da. While you're the top performer, the reliable one, the person who's earned something, and then you ask for it and you're told no, not because you don't deserve it, but because the system you're standing inside of was never built to give you more than it's used to giving. And in that moment, you have a choice most people don't take. You can shrink to fit the no, or you can walk. Walking away from something that's working, even something small, is one of the most disorienting things you can do to your own identity. It doesn't feel like growth in the moment. It feels like loss. It feels like risk. But this is where the real work of self-mastery actually begins, because the version of you who stays where it's safe is never the version of you who gets asked a week later to step into something you've never done before. That's the part nobody tells you. Opportunity rarely shows up disguised as opportunity. It usually shows up disguised as an offer you're not qualified for from someone who saw something in you before you saw it in yourself. And the only way you're available for that offer is if you already made the void, you already cleared the space, you already let go of the good thing, so the great thing had somewhere to land. This is why you're not getting the results you want, not because you're not working hard enough, but because you're still occupying space that was meant to be emptied. Here's what nobody is talking about. This isn't just a mindset trick. It's a pattern written into how life actually regenerates itself. A forest doesn't get new growth without fire first. The undergrowth has to burn, the old canopy has to fall before light can reach the floor again. Collapse isn't the opposite of growth. Collapse is frequently the precondition for it. And this is where identity work and ancient wisdom actually meet. Every tradition that's endured is describing the same law. Not everything happens for a reason as a comfort phrase, something more precise. Contraction and expansion are part of one motion, not two separate events. I was wrong about this for a long time, the way most people are. I used to think awareness meant seeing a setback clearly and then managing your way through it. That's not it. The deeper shift is refusing to call it a setback in the first place, not out of denial, but because you've done enough inner work to trust that what's being taken away was never the actual treasure. The treasure is what the loss makes room for. This is sovereignty in its most practical form. Not needing the outer situation to stabilize before you stabilize, standing rooted in your own energy alignment even while everything around you is being stripped down. That's not passivity. That's the deepest kind of personal transformation there is, because it means your peace was never actually borrowed from your circumstances. You can taste this the moment it starts to shift. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's just a quiet internal reorientation from why is this happening to me to what does this make possible? And once you've felt that shift once, you start recognizing it everywhere. Every closed door starts to feel less like an ending and more like a redirection toward the version of your life you were actually built for. The one that's aligned with your purpose, not just your comfort. The truth is, nothing that's been taken from you was ever the whole of who you are. You are not your job title, your bank account, your relationship status, your last 5 years. Those are circumstances. What's underneath them, your consciousness, your design, the identity you're here to grow into, that doesn't collapse when the outer structure does. If anything, it finally becomes visible. So the next time something falls apart, before you rush to call it a disaster, ask a different question. Not how do I fix this, but what is this clearing space for? That single reframe is enough to start changing the trajectory of your life, because you stop reacting from fear and start moving from embodiment, from a place of already knowing who you are, even before the proof shows up. If this landed for you, share it with someone standing in the middle of their own collapse right now, wondering if it means something is wrong with them. It doesn't. And if you're ready to actually understand the design underneath your own lit,